clean the quick mixer? You got it, boss. Years ago I worked for a high-end contracting company. It was a small business. About 10 people total, including the 3 owners. 2 were brothers, and were in charge of large renovations. And the third was in charge of all the custom cabinetry and high-end furniture we made in the shop. He was my direct boss. I only ever interacted with the brothers occasionally. Normally in the mornings and afternoon when they would come to pick up and drop off tools in the cargo van. Part of my shop duties every day included cleaning up their tools and putting them away. And I can't leave until it's done. Now the brothers had a bad habit of never washing of the mixing stick for cement. Every day it would come back caked in dried concrete that I'd have to spend up to an hour breaking off. I'd asked them several times to just wash it down with a hose after they used it, but was always met with, "Oh, yeah, we'll remember next time." After a few months of this I was getting pretty frustrated. One extremely hot summer day I was sitting on the dock of the shop waiting for them. I was caked in sweat and sawdust from making cabinets all day and was in a bad mood. They pull up and we start unloading. Lo and behold, they hadn't cleaned the stick again. The base of it was practically a complete ball. Me. Seriously? What the fuck? B1. Oh yeah. Sorry. Me. How hard is it to wash it off? I've asked for months? B2. It's your job to clean it. Just clean it. Cue the compliance. I lifted it up, brought my arm back, and swung it as hard as I could at the side door of the cargo van. The sound of denting metal was huge. Most of the concrete blasted off of it. I handed the stick to the flabbergasted brother and said, "There. I cleaned it," before walking back into the shop. Both brothers wanted to fire me but couldn't. The third guy was my boss and refused. He told me a month later that every time he saw the dent he laughed. They always brought it back clean afterwards. TL. Dr. Boss tells me to clean the concrete-encrusted mixing stick. I use the side of his van. Obligatory edit. Thanks so much for the awards. I just wanted to share a funny story to everyone that I remembered while cleaning my own mixing stick this morning. I've been trying to personally write everyone that awarded me. To those that ask why I didn't just bang it all the time. It's a $15 tool. If I banged it clean each day it would be so bent that it would need replaced each week. That gets expensive. To those that ask why I didn't have to pay for damage to the van. It was a paid-off, brutalized van already. My hourly rate was more than the cost of repair for the several months I cleaned it. Since it was already dented, another one didn't matter in the grand scheme. I can't imagine how good it would feel to do that. How lazy are they that they can't hose down something for a minute? Satisfaction. Sounds like you cemented your status with the third partner after this. Yo. This reminds me of my buddy who hit a gas line with the excavator and shut a road down the other day. He almost quit on the spot. He was told multiple times it was 3 feet down. It was right under the sod. He got a raise that day. Edit. Word. First rule of concrete and masonry: clean those tools right away. Mixers, shovels, trowels and bull floats, hose them off so they will be ready for the next time you need them. Dang, that was gutsy. Glad your boss had your back on it. The brothers sound like entitled pricks. Assuming you were hourly, I would have gone a different route and made sure it was all spotless. Paying OT for tool cleaning would have been noticed eventually. Seems like you ran out of fucks that day. Simply beautiful. I'd worked for a really awesome boss for 5 years back in college. We remained friends after I moved on to my career. I have my own house now, and a few years ago I asked if I could borrow his cement mixer to do a concrete pour for some stairs. I did the pour, cleaned it up, and stored it away in a storage area we have. I called him and asked when he wanted me to bring it back, and he said no big deal. Just keep it around. I called a few more times over the next year or two, and it was always no need. Finally he told me why he had it with me. Apparently his wife likes to use it but never washes it out. Instead she leaves all the concrete in the mixer, then realizes she forgot to wash it out and beats the shit out of it with a sledgehammer. He wanted me to keep it at my place to keep it out of her hands until he needs it. That explains why the barrel looked all dented and deformed, I guess. As a shop owner, I'd be extremely pleased to find that a personnel problem solved itself like this. Well done. This is why I always chose rock when playing rock paper scissors lol. Worked in plumbing, and we had to mix concrete every now and then to set a tub or fill something in. That was literally the first thing I was taught. Before operating the handheld mixer. Before drying times. Before water, mix ratios. When you are finished, run that thing in the bucket of water until all the concrete is off. It was my boss's mixer. And you could still see all the metal after 5+ years of constant use. Plus, he only had to pay me 1 minute to clean it, rather than the 30 it would take to chisel it clean. It pays to not be a lazy boss. Wow. What a ball buster you were to your bosses. I tip my hat to you. The Gong of Shame. This is the best thing I've read all day. Thank you lol. If they did indeed never do it again. It was clearly deliberate, and they did it because they didn't care and or wanted to piss you off. I'll be honest, I work with epoxy and resins and use a Quikrete. I don't wash the Quikrete buckets. I just hit the bottom, breaking it out at the end of the day. And I don't wash the clear coat bucket on the last job. Next day I can pull out the dried epoxy in one bucket-shaped piece. My coworker hate it, but I am in charge on cleaning for my crew, and they use 5 gallons of extra xylene than my crew every week. And with it being in short supply right now, they're actually getting their asses chewed out on why our crew can run less. So I feel you. Though I would have broke the concrete off the stick every single time. You certainly do have a pair of balls. A solid way to MC. Good for you op. Especially having a boss like that. Clapping hands, light skin tone, 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 clapping hands, light skin tone. I can't stand people who can't clean their own tools. I realize a lot of places are like this, but I find it so demeaning. I would never let or make someone clean my tools ever.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.